And a very good evening to all my viewers out there. It is right now Tuesday, February the 4th, 2020. It's about 9:51 p.m. Now look at this beautiful site here, one of the most beautiful sites you'll probably see in the city of Montreal. St. Joseph's Oratory up close here. And I'm at the northern end of the oratory here. This is facing to the south. And I'm going to do a walking video tonight, basically from St. Joseph's Oratory. We're going to go through Westmount. We're going to see some pretty big houses along the way, some old houses. And yeah, this is a perfect place to start my walking video. Of course, this is St. Joseph's Oratory. This was built between 1904 and 1967. And it's over 400 feet tall. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the highest point in Montreal. If you were to go up on the top of that dome, you can't really see it. Maybe if I back up a bit, but way on the top there's a beautiful kind of opening with windows right where that cross is. And they're going to open up that area, and it's going to be an observatory, a 360-degree observatory. You're going to be able to see all around Montreal and beyond. And that's going to open up within the next couple of years. And that cross up there is visible from a long distance. So pretty giant structure. And you have to be here to really appreciate how big that is. And by the way, that dome is one of the biggest domes in the world. And the biggest dome in Canada. And it actually consists of an outside dome and an inner dome. And there's an empty space in between them. And that empty space, I think, is where they're going to open up as well for people to view the inside. And like I said, that whole project should be completed within the next couple of years. And there's the West Island, sort of, and kind of, yeah, West Island, Lachine. Can't see through the trees, but Trudeau Airport's down there as well. And if you're into storm watching, this is a great place to come storm watching, because you can see the storms coming in from quite a distance, usually from the west heading eastward, but not always. So yeah, usually my walking videos consist of being down below on Queen Mary Road. But like I said, we're at the back of the oratory tonight. And we're going to walk through Westmount. Battery willing that it holds on. It's about 80% right now. And you're going to see, like I said, probably much different neighborhood than I usually walk through. And you'll see why very shortly. These houses are very grand, and a lot of them are very old. And I don't know how long I'll do the walking video for, but we shall see. My goal is to get to Atwater Metro, or pretty close to it. Now look at that. Beautiful, beautiful shot of the oratory. And that is going to be my thumbnail right there. Anywho, so some big news going on in terms of weather. Between this Thursday and Friday, we're going to be getting between 15 and 30 centimeters of snow. That's right. Big snowstorm coming. And yours truly, as always, will be bringing you footage of that. So what we'll do is we'll walk down this street here, which is Summit Crescent. As you can see, the houses here are pretty large. Some of them are new, but most of them are pretty old. You can see a couple of stars out tonight as well. I'll occasionally glance back, show you the oratory. And as for today, beautiful weather. It's about maybe -2, -1. Give or take a couple of degrees Celsius. And like I said, my goal is to get to Atwater Metro, but I may probably most likely cut the video a bit shorter than that. But we'll see. All depends on my battery, like I said. But if I do make it to Atwater, it would be quite a video. Walking from the oratory, St. Joseph's Oratory to Atwater Metro Station is a nice little walk. Decent. And of course it is nighttime, but we have some at least fair lighting. What I might actually do is put my phone on flight mode. But we'll see how it holds up for now. We're at 77%, and we are at, what time is it? 9:56. So we'll see how fast the battery drains. Should be fine, should be fine. And like I said, this is Westmount. The Westmount neighborhood. I believe Upper Westmount is the correct terminology. And we are walking in the south direction. And these streets are kind of like a maze, so we got to be careful. We don't end up getting lost or getting onto a dead end. It's been a while since I walked around here. You know, some people have told me this is kind of like the Beverly Hills of Montreal. Maybe not as well off, but pretty close. Kind of. And it is a hilly area. And if everything goes as planned, we'll be able to see some nice views, at least in the distance. So do the math here. I'm at 76%, so I'm going down about 1 to 2% every minute or so. So we'll see how long it lasts. I'm not going to obsess over it. And while I'm filming, I can't really check my map, so I'm going to have to go by my intuition here while we're walking. And again, if you like my videos and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get all notifications of new videos. Yeah, there you go, typical house that you see here. I don't think we're going into a dead end. And of course, the best way to tell is if there's a dead end, there's usually a street sign indicating that, which I will avoid. And yes, we could go down this way. Gordon Crescent. So you can kind of see down below into the city a little bit. Like I said, we are high up, but we are going to be going lower as the video progresses. Now look, I'm not one to judge, and I don't want to, comment too much on this, but I mean, some of these houses are a little bit too big for a couple of people. I mean, just my opinion, when there's a housing shortage going on, and you're hearing about all these, people trying to find houses in Montreal. You have these huge, massive mansions. I don't know, just kind of bothers me a bit, but this is my opinion. But this video is just to observe the neighborhood, and like I do, I like to profile every neighborhood, do a walking video around every neighborhood. The rich ones, the poor ones, the ones in between, the old ones, the new ones. And the thing that I kind of like about this is, like I said, the old houses here, the old architecture. Yep, so we will go down here and watch these steep stairs. And I believe we are going in the right direction. Or possibly not. So that's the thing, you can't really tell all the time. We'll go this way. And another thing about this area too is there's a lot of streets that are in circles. So you see a lot of crescents and circles with the street names. That usually means that sometimes if you walk down the street in one place, you end up returning to where you started. Alright, so how are we doing for battery? We're 10 minutes in, we're at 73. And of course, if I'm filming in a high quality setting like I am now, that's when the video also tends to drain the battery faster as well. And of course, if you've been following the news lately, you've heard about that flu going around that originated in Asia. So I'm not saying I'm nervous, but I do got to be careful when I'm outside, especially in public transit and whatnot. That I mean, that's a little bit concerning. And luckily I haven't really gotten sick yet this year. A little bit in the winter, I had a little virus or cold back in December, I believe. Yeah, these houses, a lot of them are made of stone, as you can see, pure stone. There's a nice view of the city down there. I can actually see the super hospital from there. There's the MUHC. Zoom in a little bit. You can't really see it, but it's right there. So that means we are going in the right direction. I just have to keep... Well, we'll do old school. I'll look at a star in the sky and use that as a guide. Oh, I can use the moon, maybe. Beautiful moon tonight. I mean, look at these. They're like castles, some of them. So first street that I find that goes south, I'll take that. I was even considering at one point getting an old phone and using that as a GPS, just for a GPS, while I'm doing a walking video. Sometimes, you know, when you're in an unfamiliar neighborhood, you don't know where you're going, it's kind of a pain to stop the video and refilm, restart, stop it, restart. And most of my walks, by the way, are spur of the moment. They're random. Like, I didn't actually plan to come here tonight. I decided to go to the Oratory, and then I'm like, hey, why not take the back trails, so to speak. Yeah, so we are going in the right direction. And maybe there's a little walkway here we could take, a little side walkway. So this is Upper Bellevue. Is this a public, is this a public trail going down? Maybe. Could be. I think it is. I'll tell you what, we'll take it. It doesn't say private property, so it's definitely a public trail. Kind of a shortcut between streets. And that blinking light in the distance, right over there, you can kind of see it. That is the Champlain Bridge. Samuel du Champlain Bridge. Alright, so now I know where I am. That's just kind of a comfort. So this is basically a little walking trail, kind of a shortcut between the upper streets and the lower streets. which is convenient. Alright, so now we should get some okay views. See if I could pick out anything. Yeah, so Vendôme is down there. Like I said, that's the MUHC right over there. That building right there in the distance. So that's Vendôme. So we are east of Vendôme right now. So we're probably going to end up there closer to Atwater. And where's Alexis Neon? Because you should be able to see Alexis Neon from here as well, which is in that direction. I see, is that Atwater Market down there? I'm not sure. Anyways, so far it's looking good for the battery. Just might hold through. Now, I imagine after a snowstorm or freezing rain, this is not a good place to be walking. Especially at nighttime where you can hardly see. Alright, so now we're still kind of, I guess you could say, middle Westmount. As you can see, we are going down closer to sea level. And a very quiet neighborhood. But now we are getting more to the urbanized area, if that makes sense. Because we have a main street coming up here, which I think is the Boulevard. And that's actually the name of it, the Boulevard. THE. I believe that's the street coming up. And yeah, getting to lower Westmount from here is pretty simple. You just pick a street like this and you just keep heading south. I'll be very happy if I make it to Atwater Metro. Like I said, that would be a really interesting walking video. And I was actually apartment watching for a friend a couple of years ago, and I will be again, by the way, coming up. He goes to Uganda for 2 months, I believe. And I think I fell asleep at his place while I was watching it, and next day I ended up saying, hey, you know what, why don't I walk to work from here? And it was about half an hour, 45 minutes. And like I said, I work downtown, close to Guy Concordia. Is this the boulevard? Yes, it is. All right. So now it's smooth sailing from here. And by the way, I love biking down these hills. You can tell I love the thrill of that. What a simple name, the Boulevard. We're gonna get a light here to cross. I got a feeling yes. And yes, indeed. And these are my favorite crosswalks, the ones that are four-way. You have one there, one here. My lens is a little blurry, isn't it? Sometimes it's just condensation inside between the lenses, between the lens and the glass, and you can't really do much about that. Yeah, so you can see the houses here are pretty big as well, but as we get lower, they're not as big. I guess they slowly decrease in size. And we're gonna take this street here. By the way, we came from there, and we're going downhill. And we got another street coming up, which I believe, could be wrong, I believe is Westmount Boulevard. And 20 minutes in almost, and what are we at for battery? We are at 68. This is one of my nicer walks that I've done lately. Mind you, most of my walks are nice. I do enjoy walking quite a bit, as you can tell. I mean, in terms of the weather and the temperatures. Good exercise. Alright, so I think we are past Victoria Street. I think we could be east of Victoria Street. It's kind of the main street that connects Côte de Neige, Westmount, and all the way to Vendôme. Yeah, because we're well east of Victoria, because St. Joseph's Oratory is east of Victoria Street. This is, yes, Westmount Boulevard. And we are on Aberdeen Street, which I believe sounds like either a European or an Australian city, Aberdeen. All right. We'll keep walking down Aberdeen, and it's going to take us right into probably Sherbrooke Street, for sure. Oh, here's some dogs. So because this video is on multiple files, that means I'm going to have to go into the file merging program that I have and put all of them together into one big file. And thankfully, it seems to be working pretty good. Oh, look at this. It's an abandoned house here, or building. That's rare to see. There's an interesting story here. There was a building that was going through renovations around this area. And the workers, I think, were in the basement or the attic. Can't remember which one it was. Well, anyway, it was either the attic or the basement. And they found a bunch of bones. And apparently the bones went back to the 20s or the 30s or 40s or something. So yeah, I mean, who knows what's hidden in some of these attics and basements. Oh yes, a beautiful night for a walk indeed. And the lights here, by the way, are still orange. They're the old school orange lights. Alrighty, so we are going down now, and I think we may have to take another street here. We're probably going to end up between Vendôme and Alexis Neon Atwater. That's where we're going to end up landing, somewhere on Sherbrooke Street around there. Which is fine, I'll just walk from wherever I end up to Atwater. We're going a little bit faster than I thought, so. Mind you, we are going downhill. Literally and figuratively. There you go, someone's selling a house. Any buyers, anyone interested? Look at that. Should do a daytime version of these videos, this neighborhood as well. Alright, so we have another street coming up here, and I thought the street went all the way to Sherbrooke, but it's no problem. This is Montrose Street. Montrose, Montrose. Which is kind of a play on words for Rosemount. It's Mount Rose. Or if you want to translate to English, Rose Mountain. Alright, so now we are going to figure out how to get to Sherbrooke from here. And is it going to be complicated or not? We'll go this way. Keep heading east. Kind of in a southeast trajectory. Another nice house. Gotta admit, the lighting is nice on a lot of these houses. Yes, now we're going uphill again, but when it comes to Westmount, sometimes you gotta go uphill to go downhill. Oh, look at that, the entire house is gutted out inside. Alright, so hopefully we're coming up to a street that we can just go right to Sherbrooke. And if not, maybe we'll find one. Like I said, very quiet neighborhood, Westmount in general. Alright, 25 minutes in and we are at 10:16 p.m. and 64% battery, which is not too bad. Some kind of machinery they're going, heat pump or something. Alright, what street do we have now? This is Argyle. Pretty sure Argyle will take us into Sherbrooke. English stop sign. Oh yeah, by the way, another thing about Westmount is it is a predominantly English neighborhood. Oh look, you can see the bridge even closer from here. Alright. Alright, where is this now? These buildings in the distance don't look familiar. Anyways, we're coming up to Sherbrooke Street. And then once I get to Sherbrooke, I'll know exactly where I am. Okay, I think I know where I am. Still got a bit of a ways to go before we get to Atwater. Yeah, like I said, biking down these hills is something else. There's your reminder, please turn your wheels to curb. Basic physics on a hill. You do not want one of these cars to lose a parking brake and end up rolling all the way down to Sherbrooke. Not be pretty. Alright. This is more of an apartment style house. Oh, I think I'm at exactly where I want to be, because I was going to film this building coming up here for a while. Is this the Westmount City Hall? That old castle-like building that I like. Has a beautiful lighting on it. Could be. Alright, so I assume this video could go 40 minutes, maybe. Maybe even 45. Somebody has a red light on their door there. Interesting. Alright. Oh, I hear a response. That's definitely a Westmount fire truck because I hear that one all the time around here. Where's the Westmount fire station? It's around here somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Look at that building right there. Beautiful clock. Now I know where I am, so we're kind of, yeah, we're almost at Atwater. And Sherbrooke Street is right in front of us here where those cars are. Alright, so look at this building here. And at Christmas time, it's all illuminated with Christmas lights. And this is Côte Saint Antoine, by the way, this street right here. And this is, I believe, Lower Westmount. Alright, so Sherbrooke Street is upon us. Yeah, look at that old stone building. Medieval looking. Alright, back to civilization. Sherbrooke Street's right here. So now we are going to do our Sherbrooke portion of our walking video. And that will take us right to Atwater, Atwater Street. And then Atwater Street takes us to, you guessed it, Atwater Metro. Yeah, so these are more apartment buildings in this sector. Old style apartment buildings. Still very English, but I guess as you get south, more francophone. And there's where we came from. You can see the mountain there. Can we see the Oratory? No, I think it's hidden. Oh yeah, not bad. There's your Westmount War Memorial, I believe. What is this? The 104 Cavendish. That bus goes right into NDG. It's a newer hybrid, yes, 4000. And this bus here is 24 Sherbrooke, which runs from Villa Maria Metro all the way to east of Sherbrooke Metro. Okay, so now the fun portion of our video, walking to Atwater Metro Station. And yeah, this is kind of the longer part, but I see Westmount Square from here. We'll do a crossing here. Quickly, discreetly. And we're very close to Westmount Park as well. It's a very beautiful park. And Westmount Library, which is the most beautifulest library in the city. Or the nicest library in the city. Just a little play on words. For all you that like the sound of crunching snow, well, it's mostly ice here, but so I'll tell you what, instead of taking Sherbrooke, I'll take the Maisonneuve. Change it up a bit. Ooh, that was a good walk. And you know, for those of you that, you know, I'll just watch a little bit of these long videos, well, no problem at all. But for those of you that actually watch the whole thing, well, kudos to you. I mean, it is kind of long to watch a 45-minute video in one sitting. But hey, for those of you that do, well, thank you. Alrighty. So we are coming up to the Maisonneuve, which will also take us to Atwater. Oh, look at this old style building here. This is beautiful. It's kind of like an old industrial building, but it's apartments. Now, what's the asking price on these apartments? Maybe if you're lucky, $2,000, $3,000 a month. And I think there's a school there as well. I hear an ambulance now, which means that fire engine we heard earlier could have been a first responder, and that's probably the ambulance responding. You learn these things in the city to differentiate between the different emergency vehicles and the sounds that they make and the patterns. You know, the city has its own beat to it, its own rhythm. Okay, so we're coming up to the Maisonneuve very shortly. I'm getting thirsty because I have a winter jacket on, and I'm not saying it's warm enough for a fall jacket or a spring jacket, but this is quite warm. Take my hat off for a bit. Yeah, a lot of old churches here as well, by the way, in Westmount. And ironically, that's how we started the video, wasn't it? St. Joseph's Oratory. I'm getting congested because of the cold. Alright, is this the Maisonneuve? It must be the Maisonneuve. Indeed it is the Maisonneuve, which has a bike path on it. Clark and the Maisonneuve, yes indeed it is. Alright. We're still in Westmount, but we're coming up to the southern portion of Westmount. Oh, Green Boulevard. Well, I think one of my viewers, Alfred, wanted a video of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through here and I'm going to cut through Green Boulevard. I'll do a proper video on Green eventually in the daytime for you, Alfred. Alright, 36 minutes in. Yeah, maybe I'll cut by Green Street at least. Yeah, Atwater Metro Station's very close. Now if we stay on this side of the street, we're going to get to, we'll see Dawson College and the construction project on the Maisonneuve. Yeah, because there's the Westmount Square right there. Wow, we did it. Actually walked from the Oratory to Atwater Metro. Which is technically like walking from Côte d'Azur Metro or Snowden on the blue line to Atwater on the green. Kind of like walking Côte d'Azur Boulevard, you know, from Côte d'Azur Metro to Atwater, I guess. Or Guy, Concordia Metro. Do I have time to go to my grocery store like PA? Another half hour till it closes. I can go another night. All right. Yeah, I know one of my viewers left a comment yesterday saying that sometimes when I'm walking I tend to put the camera facing on the ground, especially through malls and stuff or whatever. Yeah, I don't do that intentionally. It's because sometimes, you know, there's people passing by and I don't want to be disrespectful. I try to avoid filming people as best I can. But I will take note of that constructive criticism, which I always like to hear, because it helps me make better videos. Here's Green Avenue right here. 5 Seasons. Alrighty. My nose is getting really stuffed up. And we'll cross here. And there's a bank here, TD, which of course is a Canadian institution, Toronto Dominion, which happens to have a green background on Green Avenue. Alright. And this big building is Westmount Square. I think there's a Israeli embassy in there, also office buildings. And there's a food court underground, but I don't think it's open now. Nice piece of architecture. All black, but decent. By the way, Westmount, when it comes to snow removal, you have these lights that flash right here. They don't have those street signs that you stick in the snow. Alright, we'll cross over, why not? For a little bit and then cross back. Yep, so you can see downtown Montreal from here. We are definitely in the downtown area. And once you get to Atwater, by the way, whether you go south or east, that's pretty much the border of Westmount. Alright, wow. I'm happy I got to do this video. So 40 minutes in, and I say another 5 minutes to go maybe, or 2 minutes. Yeah, so not bad. Oh, excuse me. I know the air has been smoggy lately as well. There's been quite a few smog warnings. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll keep walking down the Maisonneuve. There's Dawson College over there. We gotta cross again. This is Wood Avenue. Yeah, there's Dawson College right there. And if you're wondering why the street's blocked, that has to do with the metro. They're doing renovations on the membrane, the protective membrane that keeps the water out of the metro station. I wonder why there's a green light on that generator down there. Usually green lights are reserved for command post vehicles, emergency command post vehicles. If you watch my videos enough, you'll see a fire command post 1005 has a green light usually. Alrighty, so another couple minutes we will be at Atwater Metro. There's a Lexus Neon in the parking lot. That's a nice little walking video I want to do one day because it's interesting in there. I guess it's flashing green to tell people that it's running smoothly, there's no issues with it, whatever that is. Reminds me of those pumps during the flooding in the West Island. I think that's what it is, some kind of pump. You know what? We'll make it interesting. How about we walk through Lexus Neon? And like I said, it is a mall, so I don't want to be filming people, but I'll try my best to show you what there is to see. Just have to put my hat back on. Alrighty. Oh, it's closed. Can't go through anyway, so we're out of luck there. There's Dawson College, by the way. The food court. And Atwater Metro Station is right over here, the entrance. We did it. We did the walk. Maybe this entranceway is open. If this entranceway is open, we'll walk through the mall here. I think it is. And we'll walk right to the ticket booth. So we started walking outside of a major basilica and we are ending inside of a shopping mall. Huh. That's why you never know when I do these walking videos. Where I'm going to start, where I'm going to end. And this is a Lexus Neon Plaza. Very quiet because the stores are closed. Alrighty, a little escalator. There's a nice elevator, one of the bigger ones in the city in terms of capacity. And for those of you that used to live around here or used to venture in this mall, there's your Canadian Tire. Used to be a Zellers. Look at this, Atwater metro station. So we'll take here. Sorry about the language. I mean, we are in a metro station where a lot of people sleep overnight, so it can get kind of rowdy. But we'll go this way here. It's a little bit quieter, I guess. And here we go. We did it. Made it to Atwater metro station. All in one setting, all in one walk. Voila! So we walked from St. Joseph's Oratory all the way to Atwater metro station. And here's our official checkpoint right here. Alright, have a good night, everybody. More videos to come.